The living room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM. The living room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked onto the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM, where we are
Culture crazy.
First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do, all right? Must give thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gifts of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
give thanks.
Secondly, we had to say thank you to those that went before us, and we're not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Because we all know, accept, reiterate, and say it with the chest that Columbus lied, but also to our brother in music, Tony Prescott, where the P this week stands for.
Even I have no idea what the P this week stands for. No idea.
What do you mean?
I'll go with presents. Presents.
Now, for those of you that are viewing on YouTube, you will realize that we are actually in each other's presence today.
Oh, well, I was actually going with the other presents, though. As in TS.
Gifts? You bring gifts?
No, I mean, we in July, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Registries and them kind of thing.
What are you talking about?
And July is wedding
season is from May to June.
May to June?
Yeah, May and June is wedding season.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty certain June brides and July brides. July is not a big time for, that's graduations.
Exactly.
But technically our wedding is our graduation from the, University of Singleness into post-grad.
I'm waiting to see where you're going with this.
Yeah, I ain't going anywhere with this. I think I'm going to quit while I'm behind. So that's how we doing it.
This shit I never heard.
This is how we doing it now.
If you don't know the program you're listening to, this is The Living Room with yours truly, DJ Aaron868. I remind each and every time that culture is my code. And I sit here alongside my bro with no fro, a lot of flow, always on the go and in the know.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage or the global stage?
And that's right, we definitely are on the global stage, and that is WAC 90.1 FM.
That's right. We are culture crazy and we are back in base.
Yeah, we actually trying to be in studio a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what you're going with.
Yeah.
We're trying to be in studio more.
Yeah.
Aaron, when do people seeing you after today?
They will be seeing me around the after the 12th of August.
All right, okay. So you try to be in the studio more, and then you just go on for a month.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you do better with other promises going forward. Eh?
Promises like what?
Any promises, Aaron? Any promises you'll be making to anybody in the near future? You know the P is for promises. The P is for promises. You can't make up for some broken promises with presents, eh? I'm just saying.
I don't know where this is going.
You don't know where it's going, Aaron? So you have no vision?
Honestly, this is 1 week where I came into the living room with no idea of what was going to be taking place. I came in here blind. If you realize, we are in a new location.
Yeah, well, our old location.
Well, our old location. Those of you who viewed WAC during the pandemic will recognize this room.
Oh, this is where we did Pay Me.
Yeah, this is the room where royalty reigned during the pandemic.
Right.
Where we recorded at least 200 plus shows in this room. And we are going to be trying to record the living room here more frequently going forward.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not ascribing to any promises of presents, Ricardo.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not ascribing to that, especially to you.
I appreciate that, Aaron.
Thank you.
Yeah, just deal with me directly. Right? You're not making any promises.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're not buying any presents,
Correct.
but you're here now.
I'm here now.
Let me make the most of it.
My presence is the present.
Where can I return it?
Ask Kenny.
I don't ask Kenny nothing.
After Sunday night, I will not be asking Kenny anything for a very long while.
Listen, this is a very interesting man to work with. Very, very interesting man to work with. Now, you're interested in your own right, sir, but I realize that some of your interestination come from dealing with Kenny Phillips.
I think everybody who works with WAC in any form or fashion adopts a level of obscurity.
Obtusity,
Yes,
even.
exactly.
Yeah. It have no coming straight with dealing with Kenny Phillips. It always have a angle, a kind of.
Just like how he didn't go straight trying to win that second road match.
I'm not getting in that. That is family business. I'm not getting in that.
But Kenny says he only won 1.5 road matches.
But, all right.
Explain to me, how could you win a half a road match?
Well,
did you share it with somebody else?
So, Johnny, our matches are left, right, left.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he was just left.
That's how his music career went.
I
Left.
I left in that alone.
Anyway.
I left in that one alone.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Now, this is another edition of The Living Room, which will be uploaded to DJ Aaron868's playlist here on YouTube. And it airs weekly on WAC 90.1 FM from 6 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Yeah. For the next couple of weeks in Aaron's prolonged absence, I'm going to be bringing in a couple interesting people to have conversations. We're going to talk on a number of different topics. There might be some sports, there's some culture, some business.
Nice.
Right? We're going into July, August. We're in Java. We're in Java. And the youths out here looking to make some paper.
Right.
But we're also in a season where, and I'm going to avoid political commentary as much as possible with the little time that I have left with my good friend. But I'm going to point out that a lot of people might be looking for the side hustle and looking to make a business for themselves, considering recent terminations. People out there looking for the hustle, and I want to educate people as to the best ways to register businesses and what type of business to register, which format, because there are advantages to going sole trader versus limited liability, that kind of thing.
Because one of the big advantages I could say off the bat is the payment of statutory payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say payments too quickly after each other. But
the payments were a little close together, but that's what you want as a businessman too.
Yeah.
Sorry, business person.
Yeah, so there are advantages, so I look forward to watching that episode from whichever part of the world I may be.
Also, you're traveling too.
You never know.
It's not just a vacation, it's a traveling vacation.
Brother man, what are you doing?
I'm putting your business on the road. You can't tell me nothing for a month.
I could tell you things for a month.
Not on air.
Exactly. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Right, but there are advantages to opening the various types of businesses, and you really have to know what you are looking for to gain out of running your own business. So if you're just looking at making money, go one way. If you're looking at longevity, go another way. If you're looking at being able to set yourself up for the future, go another way.
Right. Yeah, well, for me, it's a little bit different. I desire to be a career philanthropist. I want to be able to help as many people with as many structures and systems as possible.
Right.
To do that, you had to have something to help them with.
Yeah. Correct.
So if it means building a business, if it means building the system, if it means building the network, well, then I guess that's the path that I'm on. Yeah, but God is good, man. He gonna make a way.
Exactly. Now, you tell me, come here today.
Yeah, I had no choice.
And
I had no choice.
This is the one episode where I am ill-prepared. I'm not going to hide that. I don't know what the topic is. I don't know what we're discussing. I don't know anything.
Sure, it's only one. Anyway, this.
No.
Kenny letting us use the good cameras, people. So all the facial expressions you couldn't see before, you're going to see now.
No. I will admit there are episodes where it came across like we didn't know what we were talking about or didn't have a plan.
I think that's one of our gifts.
But there was always a direction of conversation.
Yeah.
This episode, I totally came in blind. You told me show up for a specific time.
Yeah.
We negotiated a time. I
did.
showed up.
on time too, despite people telling us that they wanted us here earlier.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the advantages, Aaron, to this space is that we are allowed to flex a little bit. Now, I'm kind of glad that over the past season we kind of toned it down on the guests a little bit, and we got back into conversation, more back and forth, a little banter, because we had gotten a little heavy, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but we were having really rich, meaningful conversations, and sometimes people just want a little blag, a little breather, to put on the radio, laugh a little bit, build some kicks, say, hey, watch them young boys again, and move on.
No, and not just that. And this is things that have been broadcasted on the news have brought about a different mood in Trinidad and Tobago.
They say people who kind of moody?
They're kind of moody, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes you really need a break, because sometimes when you're too moody, it reflects negatively on your actions.
So what you're saying is a break from the moodiness?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hashtag Order of the Republic.
I am not getting in that with you.
I just thought it was clever.
No, it was a great play on words, but I not getting in that with you.
Yeah, let me stay out of that traffic.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times I was glad I living 10 minutes on my weekend.
Well,
and I was going the opposite direction. Now, last week Thursday, Trinidad and Tobago would have had an official state visit of the Prime Minister of India, and there was a traffic gridlock citing safety reasons.
Yeah.
Persons spent at least sometimes 4 or 5 hours on that specific day to get from Port of Spain to Sando.
Right.
And we already have some traffic issues here in this country. And the Gold Commissioner for that specific traffic management plan would have come out on Friday and apologized to the nation for their patience at this time.
What that mean?
How am I supposed to know?
No, but you come out and you apologize to people for something that inconvenienced them, but what would you do differently if there was to be another visiting head of state next week?
I don't know.
So, the optics.
Honestly, the traffic left a bitter taste within my mouth. The state visit, however, I look forward to the outcome of from the signing of those different memorandums of understanding.
I mean, international diplomacy, I get it. You make these connections, you go into deals and arrangements that would benefit the two countries, that would create some relations.
Yeah,
some trade, some relief. I get it. I'm not gonna argue against it.
No, and that's the thing. I don't want to sound bad. You had to play that geopolitical game.
You, especially a country this size,
right? And one of the things that I saw from the memorandums of understanding was that there would be gifted laptops. 2,000 gifted laptops. However, again, in the speed of the internet, everybody going and started question what kind of laptops we getting, where these laptops being produced, where's the specs, and all these different things. We wait to see. There's some speculation, but we wait to see. We'll wait for the school term that starts in September, when the Form 1 students, I'm guessing, would receive those laptops, to hear how they work. And with that being said, we must congratulate the persons who would have written the SEA examinations.
That's right, congratulations.
And passed. Just now, wait, we could do that? Kenny can't ask for applause anymore. Have applause there.
You know what? I'm glad you're enjoying this.
Yeah. Right?
SEA, right?
Right, so the SEA, I can't remember how many students would have written SEA. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. But for those that wrote SEA, congratulations to you.
You want to check?
You could go ahead and check while I make this proclaim.
Yeah, you pontificate.
Right? And congratulations to you. And just remember that if it wasn't your first choice, it was your second choice, your third choice, or your fourth choice, or even if they just placed you in a school, congratulations to you, and make the most of it. Your school that you attend does not define your final position or place in life. Make the most of it, as each opportunity presents you with something new, something unique that you should grasp with both hands and move forward with.
I should not have opened this article.
What happened?
I should not have opened this article. All right, so according to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, 17,870 students wrote the exam. National scores include mathematics, 52.1%, English language, 66.7%, and English language arts writing, 56.2%. That means over 6,000 students, more than 1/3 of all the students, scored below 50%.
That's compared to what for the previous years, because there have been stats that saying that it has been a decline, huh?
It has been declining. Part of that had to do with COVID, but it's not like the numbers before COVID. Sorry, Panini. It's not like the numbers before it were fantastic either.
Well, that's the thing. So I guess there's naturally a fallout from homeschooling for a period of time.
Yeah.
So we'll wait to see until I don't know what class that'll be, reach up to right SEA to see if there'd be an upturn again, because they're back to being in school full time and stuff like that.
2030, right there. No?
Okay.
Hey, so Aaron, are there any of the regular listeners that you want to say how they do to, since they're not going to see you here for a little while?
Wow.
Sure.
Just going down this road, boy.
It's not like I get left to deal with, Kendra Mort by myself.
Kendra Mort.
It's fine, I will survive, But in terms of the listeners, I mean, you have to have voices you're going to miss. You have to have a...
More so on a Friday than on a Tuesday, because we pre-record a lot of the episodes, so we don't get to touch base with the listeners, and even when we are in the studio, a lot of persons don't touch base on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So like on a Friday, I've gotten to meet a lot of new persons on Fridays. Right? So I must say a pleasant good night to my friends across there in California.
California love,
yeah. I must say a pleasant good night to my brethren in Orlando.
Octave?
Florida.
All right.
As well as my friends in Tampa, Florida as well. Can't forget my New York family.
Where you meet all these people?
They just call in.
Oh, okay. All right. You mean 2025 meet, not... Yeah,
right. The New York crew, my brethren Ingrid. Well, she says she's not my friend anymore, so she's my brethren Ingrid. Can't forget the folks that I met across in Tobago when we went for Kenny's birthday party in Destination Tobago. Must say a pleasant good evening going out to my friends that listen all the way in Turkey.
You're okay.
Yeah, persons locked on there. Can't forget those in Dubai.
Scooby-Doo,
No, Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Yeah, UAE and thing?
Yeah, UAE.
All right, what about Marbella though?
And I'll go and get local now. I must say,
Okay.
pleasant good night to the people down Palo Seco.
Right, okay.
Right, Cricks and the entire crew.
Hey, big up Cricks.
Can't forget my Marabella family, specifically the Dorset clan.
M-Town down.
All right.
That's right. Marbella have some of the nicest people in the world.
So, yeah, the Dorset family. I've known the Dorset family from since I've been going to secondary school. Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
So that mean about as long as you know me?
Just about.
Well, I know you since in short pants. Right? You didn't know me, but I knew you. You understand? And I don't like how you talk about Marbella. I mean, big up the Dorsets. I love the family. But I mean, they have other good families in Marbella.
Right. Must say, shout outs to Fat Man in Tableland.
Hey, yeah, he's a regular
caller. Savvy and Russell.
Savvy.
Friday before 6:30. If Savvy don't call, something is wrong.
Yep.
Something is wrong. Stephen.
Yep.
The Wack Encyclopedia.
Yep.
Miserable Wendell and the Moruga crew. The miserable crew Erica. I'm gonna miss y'all while on this little vacation.
Alright.
Y'all make this worthwhile, especially all the listeners who does listen, like Miss Kwancha and Auntie V, all just listen to the calling sometimes, but they know they're locked on. So I'm gonna miss these listeners who make it worthwhile, who reinforce and remind me, for example, how much the love for the culture is appreciated.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm going to shout out on your behalf the listeners who don't reach out, but tune in regularly. You know, they send the love in different ways. And I appreciate it. I would bounce up the occasional, not even occasional. I show 2 out of every 10 taxis I travel in South playing WAC now. Right?
Yeah. I didn't know how much people listen to WAC locally until Panorama.
You don't travel, eh?
Well, that too. Also, even how much younger
spaceship.
persons listen to WAC too.
Serious?
Because I went to a wedding on Saturday. I must shout out Jada and Emmanuel. Thank you for having me at your wedding. You could have just pressed the applause button there.
Yeah, by organic now in nutshell.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Did the listeners hear that applause?
It was like
It was
for the
mute.
viewers.
It was muted.
It wasn't. Well played. It was for the viewers, not so much the listeners. The viewers would have seen the.
All right, cool. And at the wedding, I was introduced to a young man and his girlfriend. And his girlfriend was like, I know you. I was like, you know me? Now, this is far below my age bracket, huh?
Right.
And so they say that my demographic is up there in age.
Is more superior.
Superior in age, right? But
superlative,
this couple was younger than me. They were probably in their mid-20s.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I know you. I said, where you know me from? She said, you doesn't commentate on pan and thing? I said, serious? She said, yeah. I said, all right. She said, no, you and I follow with the plats. All it is make pan seem people-y.
People-y.
Yeah, and make pan personable. For persons like her that don't like pan, she could listen to the commentary now, because we're not just talking, well, there were lots of intonations within the pan, and they used some crescendos, and
there was a transition. There was a transition.
there was a
from one
smooth
chord to
transition from one
another.
chord to another, and there were a few chromatics inserted, which made the music very. It was pontiff.
Quite palatable.
Yes.
Palatable on the air.
Right? So she says that we make it more personal, and she enjoys the mix of the people and the pan talk.
You see, the average listener does not have a degree in music.
Exactly.
So I get that you're a subject matter expert and technically sound, but the majority of us aren't.
And that's the thing, you need to be able to relate something of a different jargon to somebody else who may not understand it.
What you're saying is that in communication, a conveyance should be something that is easily consumed by its audience.
Yeah.
Oh, I say proper, sir.
Right? So,
Yeah.
And I felt a sense of pride when I was told that.
I realized something, Aaron. You are national instrumental.
What?
Yeah, pan is a national instrument, and you are instrumental. So that makes you national instrumental. I'm proud of you, bro. Ping pong, ping pong. Ping pong, ping pong. No? So you wouldn't say that you're instrumental to the youths and them being a little more aware of what's going on? You and your partner, who apparently is a big shot than we bigged, besides playing on the wall at China and breaking world records and saying the man was on the television meeting mayors of New York and them kind of thing.
Oh, you talking about that instrumentalist?
But I mean, y'all are both instrumental.
No, he is instrumental. I am just the all.
Nah, if he instrumental, but you...
He's the instrument.
He's
the
the
instrument. I just all.
And use the tracks. So
Yeah, the tracks.
Use track all then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
He's instrumental, use track all.
Yeah. Something
Alright,
like that.
cool. For those of you who don't know, DJ Aaron868 perform. He's the road DJ. That's what he would.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's what you call it.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. That's nice, man. For Joshua Regrello, world record holder,
The pan man.
the pan man. He was teaching people to play pan on TV and things
Yeah.
too.
Fox. Good morning.
Something.
Yeah. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, but big up, man.
Yeah, but
We had Joshua on several years ago.
Before he was
the pan man, he was the pan boy all that.
no, he was the What?
Hey.
He was the lazy boy then.
I'm not getting family
and you see, that's the thing. If you tie that back to what we said about the C students.
Tie it back now.
No, you tie it back.
Tie it back now. Yeah.
That doting of the lazy boy came from a place of ignorance. No, it came from a place of ignorance because you didn't know at that time where he could have reached.
I get it. You know, some people respond well to negative feedback.
Correct.
Unfortunately, some people, they need the extra little choke to go. It's not
Right.
right? Some people tell them, great job, well done, keep up the good work. And they don't respond the way as if it challenged them.
Right.
And I would like to think that he took the challenge and he rose to
He
meet
rose to the
and
occasion.
exceed it. Yeah. You know, so big up you, bro, because I remember he was on the episode with my cousin
Jody. Yeah, I remember
right,
that
and
episode.
they were young creatives. She was a photographer. She went on to do work in the UAE, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember because one thing after the episodes, I know you do it as well. We tend to follow the guests.
Yeah.
And follow their journeys. And I'm really proud to say that we had some of the guests before they became what you know them as, the current iterations of themselves. So, Joshua, even JL.
Yeah, jail is a big deal. Jail interview Kenny Phillips and thing.
That makes JL a big deal.
I had to work with the man for the next however long. She interviewed Dominic Alcazar.
And I'm going to say, that's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
Yeah, but
Kyle Hernandez.
I think in that episode the other day, that was a really good one.
They were very funny. One of the reasons stuff like this happening is because I think Kenny see the potential, but he also, we don't want people to tell you the same potential. What they're saying is the scene what you're not doing properly.
Yeah. Especially Kenny.
Yeah. That is, when Kenny do criticize you,
That mean you're doing
well. Yeah. But it works. It really does work. I've seen him function with people on all levels, and he gets really good quality work out of people. So I'm excited. I met him Tizaya O'Connor the other day.
Oh, you met him in person?
Yeah.
That was at the Sugar Hollows concert?
That's right. Baron came on stage. It was a beautiful moment.
Song like the
Baron, we gotta appreciate the elders while they're here and the contributions that they're making.
So when
Who else we interviewed? Daniel, look
Hey,
the thing.
Hey.
What shooter? You got a toy?
I didn't get a toy.
You
but
got a brand new toy?
It's not a brand new toy, but these are the kind of things that could improve the quality of the show. And we're not just talking about the video quality. Because if we are culture crazy, we should be able to, in real time, throw in the aspects of the culture. Like how we could throw in that Sugar Hollows, I Love Being Me.
Yeah.
For me, one of the sweetest. Him and Baron, two of the sweetest crooners out there.
Chuck Gordon was there too.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody performed some of Sugar Hollow's music, and it was really good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. Quality show.
But I don't sound like the Baron. For your information, the Baron don't sound like me.
But that man a real gold boy.
Oh, he pulled it out?
That man a real gold boy.
I feel he's own. Now, when he came here during the pandemic, he was silver. No, Baron is already silver.
Baron is where silver, yeah.
But I don't know where he's keep it.
Sugar Hollows had so much gold on that when he walked in, the stage was bending, you know. they had a little dip, you know.
Yeah.
I say, way. But it was a really nice show, man. I enjoyed it. And being up close and personal in the culture space, I really developing a much greater appreciation for my Trininess.
Now, as I say, within them shows, right? There are 3 shows I could tell you that stood out to me. One, the Ronnie and the Super Blue.
Right.
That for me, forget the business aspect of it. But to be in that space with two of the greats that I consider, Ronnie McIntosh with the long kit and the boots.
The trench coat.
The trench coat and the boots.
Mm-hmm. But you know I just call him Ronnie McIntosh, right?
Why?
Now, McIntosh is actually what you call.
The trench coat?
Yeah.
All right. And then Super Blue. Well, they have no words to describe the greatness of Austin Lions.
How you just get the glitter to stay on the bandanas though?
I don't know. That glue real good. Or he don't wash them.
Yeah, I ain't going there.
He's sun-dried.
I ain't going there.
Anyway, the Ronnie and Super Blue. One.
Your blood pressure come back down yet? Because that is exercise thing, you know.
Right. You know them brothers have nice slow music too.
You know.
Let me see if I can squeeze in. Let me play a Ronnie fair.
Let me see how fast I can pull up a Ronnie, a groovy Ronnie.
A groovy Ronnie?
Yeah, and don't play Wo Donkey, yeah.
Wo Donkey is not come on, man.
Yeah, I like that. You take, have your stick in.
No, you don't have a stick in.
You were supposed to run up that to about 12 seconds ago. Oh yeah.
That is a groovy Ronnie. And you want to hear a groovy super?
Play a groovy super for me there.
Let me hear a groovy super now.
Now this is Father, the original Dan, Mr. Austin Lions, better known as Super Blue, alongside H2 Flow and General Grand. Hey, what we say? Rock my soul. Look at me, tell them, look at me, one them. Rock my soul.
I tell you, that music, right?
That song is as mid-90s as Trinidad and Tobago music could get. Is that about then? Mid-90s?
I just have it as retro, so I don't hear. All right?
A General Grant, you know.
So that was one concert that continues to stand out to me. The second one is the man, Mr. Shaq.
Yeah, I know you're a big Mr. Shaq fan.
Mr. Shaq came here, and I don't think it was Mr. Shaq alone. He came here. The concert was starting, let's say, 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock, sorry.
Yeah.
He was supposed to perform 9:30. He showed up here at 9:15.
Right.
Me and Mr. Shaq went outside. He bring a flash drive. Also, side note, big up all the artists for having flash drives now.
Big up you.
Big up the artists for having flash drive. Right, we went outside. He gave me the tracks and the thing. He said, "These where it is. These are the 8 songs you want to perform." Right. No rehearsal, no sorting out order, nothing. And me and Mr. Shaq jam in that session.
So let's build our vibe.
We build our vibes. And what stood out to me the most in that one was it showed the listeners in live in real time that Kaiso could mix and juggle.
Right. Yes.
Right? Because everybody just goes that they'll sit down and that was a great Kaiso. I love the soliloquies.
Classic.
I love it. The double entendre. But Kaiso could juggle.
Kaiso could mix.
Right?
And you've done mixes. I've done
Kaiso mixes, right? That's 2. And the third one for me is the most controversial one. Impulse. Impulse proclivity for the use of the number 4. It is ridiculous. Impulse is ridiculous. And you don't believe me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Yellow! Well, this is Impulse. Real thing.
We went in the 4
vehicles.
Yeah.
Vehicles. Right.
Impulse, Ingrid, I love Impulse.
All right. So it's Lakers and then Impulse.
Yeah. And then Carter. Yeah. I probably like 8 on the list or something like that.
You count yourself high.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, and that's the thing. WAC has continued to be a pillar within the cultural landscape here in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's a shame that there's a part of our population that did not know that WAC existed.
Completely clueless, you know.
And a lot of them only found out WAC exists 2 times for the year. Carnival at Christmas, when we do the broadcast for the various shows.
Right.
And you know what made a lot of younger persons get tuned into WAC last year? Joshua's world record attempt.
That's right.
Because the amount of people was outside WAC. People messaging me, which part of WAC is?
Right.
Next to the old passport office on the coffee, them was always there? Yes.
Well, not always, but 20 years.
Well, since their existence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have always been there.
I was there for the 20 years. I passed through.
I was there too.
Yeah, and that's when I saw the red suit.
Yeah, boy.
The red suit. This
That was the worst red suit ever.
I won't call it the worst, but let me put it this way. I'm going to say it in Spanish. El traje rojo. Right? El traje rojo. Because the English don't quite do it justice. Right? But El Jefe, right, was in El traje rojo. That is suit. I gave him that though, the market dress.
Hey.
Wait.
What?
Well, that suit? Aaron, you telling me you wouldn't rock a suit like that?
Never.
Never. It's a long time.
Never. I would never wear a red shirt and a red pants.
You'll never wear all red suit.
Never.
Never, you're saying it.
Actually, no, let me take that back.
This thing on the internet now, eh? It on the internet.
I take that back. I take that back.
Cataboil.
I will not, of my own accord on a random Tuesday, wear a red suit. Unless there's an occasion that demands me wearing a red suit.
Like Christmas.
Not.
You wouldn't just have a Santa Claus, Aaron?
Never.
Aaron, there's two nevers in 2025, eh? I'm going to screen record this.
That one, the Santa Claus thing, no.
I'm going to email myself this.
The Santa Claus, no.
You sure?
I ain't doing the Santa Claus. I will faster do other things than the Santa Claus.
2025, DJ Aaron. Actually, anyway, we'll get back to that. 2025, Aaron Williams, also known as Aaron868, has said he will never wear a red suit. And then he doubled down and said he will never wear a Santa Claus suit.
I think that you need to, the retraction.
On a Tuesday.
The retraction needs to be, I will not wear an all red suit unless the occasion demands it.
What about Valentine's Day, Aaron? Where red is the color of love.
I look like Cupid?
No. I like that. I like where we're going with this. Aaron, I can't answer that question in all honesty. I don't know what Cupid look like. Tell me what you think Cupid look like.
I don't know either.
But I know tell me what you think Cupid look like.
From the pictures we see, it's not like me.
A little white baby.
Exactly.
A little white baby in a diaper with a bow and arrow. Wait, no, seriously, what Cupid wearing? We have a live studio there and say don't let anybody fool all of it. What Cupid does really wear? Is that diaper? She not, no. Seriously, wait. You have baby, see white baby. No?
What are we talking about?
I know you say you don't look like Cupid. I want to know. So you know what? For your information, Cupid don't look like he, right? There's a play on the Baron that we played just now. Yeah. I am moving on.
Please,
moving on from this. Look, before the phone started ring. Yeah, but I get you, and I get you. But it's 20 years, and people did not know where WAC was. Right, that was one thing in itself, and there were people who'd never been here before clamoring to come upstairs. So imagine I have my nice little WAC on air personality badge, and I'm thinking maybe I should go down.
No.
But then, for what? To I would support by liking, sharing, asking people to subscribe to the station, right, by looking at as much of the record chase as I could have. And I really get a good couple hours too. You don't always have to be up in front and pushing up yourself in something to be supportive of it.
Correct.
You know, Joshua looking into the crowd and seeing Cardo and pointing a pan stick at him. I don't know how much that would have gotten him over the line. You know, so big up to the team that was there giving him the sandwiches and wiping the brow and, you know, building the vibe and thing. And to the people who have been working with him all the time but weren't there for it. Like yourself, right? Joshua didn't get here overnight. He's put in a lot of work, and I'm pretty certain he would have had a lot of support from his friends, who would have had a lot of opposition as well. So big up you, Joshua, and, you know, for taking my boy from, you know, I don't want to say obscurity, not obscurity, but definitely elevating your work experience and your work performance and quality, because I'm pretty certain you could not have possibly done all those gigs without learning stuff along the way.
Nah.
You think you do more shows with Joshua than y'all did COVID shows?
You're asking real maths now, very.
We use no accountant?
Yeah, but I do have the source information.
Account?
it get deleted just like the accounts in 2014.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word. I would say you had to keep hard copies, but in Trinidad
I
and
don't want to say,
Tobago...
no, sometimes even if you have hard copies, you don't get access to the working papers. And that's the reality of dealing with auditors.
And sometimes lightning does strike just one room in a whole building.
No, there's catch on fire. There's catch on fire, yeah.
There's also catch, the bumper catch on fire.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You know, I was curious about it. We are 100% local radio. Right? But local also means / regional, because once the music fall within the... Look, this man had the tune right here. Yes?
Catch a bucket of water, keep it there for your daughter. Or when I done, I gonna mess you around, I gonna catch a fire, she bumper.
Yeah, the ironic thing is the man say catch a bucket of water, you know. And it was Wassa Records that...
And
anyway,
let
me... I do like the iron, so I'm moving on. Yeah. So, all right, I gave some thunder for not being here for a while. We bless up the regular callers and listeners. What about the callers and listeners who, well, the regular viewers? We could shout out that one.
Yeah, you go ahead.
We could shout them out. We could shout out Eddie. We could shout out Eddie.
Yeah, you could go ahead. You talking? I waited to see what you
got. Who cover my name? We could shout out. Yeah, it's Frederick Stout, right? Yeah. Frederick Stout. Looking forward to meeting you. Right. Anybody who's a supporter of the culture, I'm a fan of. But anybody who's actually watching the program and thing too, instead of just waiting until Mr. Desmond come back on, I rate you.
Correct, is right.
God bless you. Richly bless you. Yeah. So I am excited about the spaces that we're going into, the things that we're going to bring to the program and the station, and hopefully to Trinidad and Tobago as a nation. Right. We are in a time where the country was so vibrant, and the buzz around Joshua's record chase, it reminded me of qualifying for the World Cup. It reminded me of winning Olympic medals. It was it was national pride. People were in the streets, they were talking about it. It was the only thing you could have seen online for the day and a half.
Really? For the half day, because something happened on that same time frame that took away the thunder.
The next day.
Yeah.
The very next day. It's almost as if the country was swelling with national pride, and then they just
popped that balloon. I can't remember what it was, but... Yeah.
God ain't sleeping, you know. God not sleeping. But you see them kind of thing, I think as we have the ingredients still for nation building and for pride and for community.
That was something with our former Prime Minister.
Well, how many? We had 2 for the year, you know. Which one?
The one that we acknowledge.
You catch a bucket of water. Catch a bucket of water. I live in that. Hey, you know who I see the other night? Gypsy. I saw Gypsy. You know what's the amazing thing about it? I looked at this gentleman and I'm thinking, well, one, that is a very nice shirt, top he had on. And I was like, Buff, and he looked familiar. And then I was like, hey, look, Gypsy. Is Gypsy. I seen this man since the 80s.
Winston Peters?
Yeah. There, some of our icons are aging really, really well. Some are aging really, really well, and I'm glad for it. One of them is Kenny Phillips. I didn't realize how old Kenny was until his most recent birthday celebration, and he's aging really well. Right, so for those of you who are enjoying what it is you're doing, and it shows, God bless all you. Keep it up. Right, it's inspiring, because I want to know if that joy keeps you that young. I want to know how young I'm going to be in 25 and 30 years of doing this.
At 65, some want me to step aside, but I've been fighting battles where truth tries to hide from the street.
I'm starting to really like this. I starting to like this.
I tell you, it's nice. It gives an added oomph
oomph.
A sense of bravado
I say bravado, you say.
to what we do, because now in real time we could put in these songs.
Yeah.
We could do more and be doing it live as opposed to in post editing.
You know, and that works for me. I ain't like to tell you. That works for me. I appreciate it. But honestly, being able to come into the studio and do it like this, it kind of feels like we were really leaving money on the table. We have done, I'm certain we've done 250 or 300 shows by now. We've been at this for a lot longer than I thought. It was 2018, I think. It was 2018 or thereabouts when the company that shall not be named closed down.
The one that's trying to restart?
Like Frankenstein. It's alive!
I don't know if it's alive, but
Just plug in, check in the plug and flip the switch and it go come on.
That is definitely not going to happen, but go ahead.
Anyway, and so if I've been here since 2017 with you, I'm pretty certain we cross 300 shows. And you only play music in 2 shows that we've done.
Really?
Yes. Nah, okay, maybe there were like 1 or 2 in the studio where you play a track. But the reality is maybe 5 total. So if this is the part of the format going forward, I really looking forward to season 7.
Now, because one of the things I continue to see is that to reach the people, you have to meet them where they are.
Where they are.
And if we meeting them here in the living room,
Yeah.
they might listen on a Friday when I might do the Skinner Park segment and they do 2 hours of Kaiso on a Friday.
Right.
Or you might do a Calypso alphabet and they get to say from A to Z the sobriquets or the Calypsonians that we have. Or A to Z, and they tell a story with the Calypsos.
Or even the Tribute 30s.
Or the Tribute 30s, which are up on my SoundCloud page. I'm trying to get them up on YouTube, but YouTube be YouTubing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tubing.
Wow. Right? So, if we could include some elements of the Kaiso, even some elements of the soca in this, where you could do a Tribute 30 while talking through it.
Right.
And you do...
Or like a regular radio program?
Yeah. But more of the talk elements, and then you're just throwing the elements. Like, let's say you choose to do a show in Manchester.
Why haven't we?
And we talk through some of show in Manchester songs.
Start over this whole program and let me just do it now.
No, please, no.
Sure, Manchester is one of the greatest soca artists of all time. Top 5 greatness.
And Fast Wine is the greatest love song of all time.
I will give it top 17.
What?
Top 17, and that's
Fast
only because
Wine
I like
is
prime
one of the
numbers.
greatest love songs of all time.
It's not Dingley. Was it? Oh, sorry, music.
No, Dingle is a big tune,
It is a
but
big
Fast Wine is greater
Not greater than Dingley, though.
in your eyes.
In my eyes.
And music, rating music is in the eye of the listener.
You're right. It is in the eye. You know what? I want to applaud DJ Aaron868 for using language properly. And why I say language properly, you are allowed to make up words, bro.
Exactly.
You are allowed to make up. All words are made up. Don't let anybody fool you. All words are made up. You gotta make up some yourself. Right? So the beauty is in the eye of the listener.
Yeah.
That's my next tattoo. Go ahead.
Hey.
I ain't doing no more tattoos. Okay, I don't know. Maybe. But beauty is in the eye of the listener. And you're right. So you prefer Fast Wine, I prefer Dingle. But I was talking with Kendra Mott. I realized how much I love, and I was a little emotional about it on radio, not Friday gone, Friday before. When I was telling her that I love Kaiso way more than I love soca. And it's because I love orchestra. I love classical music, I love bossa nova and those types of things. And it's just the rich layers. Kaiso have that, old Kaiso have that. Right? So when you see in a brass band and there's 5 and 6 different instruments, and you know the layering of sound based on the time, the 70s and the 80s, when you would get more oboe and woodwind and them kind of thing. It's instruments you wouldn't really hear in modern iterations. So I just saying that I've found a way.
And that's the thing, live music, especially with the bands like Roy Cape and Traffic and them, they used to pull out tunes like this one.
said I'd like to know where you got the notion.
That was you hear that? The song ain't even start and your whole mood shift.
Now, you see, and the thing is, long time.
That's actually a big song.
Yeah,
too.
that's a big sign from Arrow. But long time, the interlude at the start of the song, the intro, sometimes used to be longer than the actual song.
Well, yeah, that they give time to get through it a dance. You know, sometimes you might have to ask 200 people before you actually get somebody to dance with you, so that was giving you time.
And also, if somebody asks you for a dance and they say no, just casually walk away, please.
Hey, thanks. You enjoy your night and
Have a good night, huh?
maybe later.
No, I ain't even asking again.
No, I mean, no, just you do. So you can't. Suppose she want to see. Nah, that's a whole rabbit hole I would go down.
Yeah, do.
But all I'm saying is, if you ask somebody for a dance and they say no, move on.
Yeah, just move
Right,
on.
thumbs up and move on.
Don't even look back. Just casually walk away.
You like one of them bad John and them in an action movie.
Yeah,
Like,
just
when the
just
whole
walk.
thing,
Just
whole
walk
explosion
in.
and
Yeah,
just
just
walk off in
walk
slow
off.
motion.
Yeah, just walk off. And don't end up like a situation that took place in Sandy Grande,
what happened in Sunny Grande?
where a man was in a nightclub, as they would say. He asked a young lady for a dance. She said no, and then there was apparently an altercation, and she was shot in her leg.
And wages.
Yeah.
Good father.
So that's what I'm saying. If you ask for a dance and she says no, fellas, just walk away.
Well, look,
On
we
the whole-
can start a prayer at the end of the episode too, you know.
On the whole, if you ask a young lady if you ask a young lady for anything and she says no, walk away and say okay and walk away. If it's one thing you take away from listening to us today, if she says no, no means no.
You know, that is pretty sound advice. I can't really add anything to that. This is me just being supportive so that we don't get both for dead air. But you're right, that is a complete sentiment in itself.
Nah, no means no. And
No means no.
Also,
In all languages.
ladies, if you're asking the fellow for something and he says no, no means no.
Alright, Aaron, let me not be absurd. Let me not be absurd.
No,
You
no, no, no,
know-
no. This is a real.
When you're talking not in principle, Aaron. The reality is in the practice is not quite.
It's not there yet, but we had to speak it into existence. We need to move from a place where if a man is sexually abused or sexually assaulted, or even domestically abused or assaulted, that he could go into a police station and file a report without being laughed at
Alright,
or
so-
ridiculed by officers.
No, it's a situation specific thing. With women, we said anything a man asks you at all, no means no.
Yeah.
Right, but you realize that we had to quantify. We
Yeah.
had to qualify.
Yeah.
The man's no experience.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's what I tell you. The principle sound, the practicality,
But
limited.
No, but don't let what Cardo just said miss the point of what I just said.
That is true. That is true. You know what? Let me go back to that.
Because we need to move to a place where a man should be able to go into a police station and report a domestic abuse incident against him without being ridiculed.
The dignity, sanctity, safety of my personage has been violated,
Yeah.
and I want it addressed with justice. You should be able to do that.
Yeah, don't take them things for a joke, because that's real serious things we talking there.
You know what I feel, Aaron? I feel I'm going up for commissioner of police next time. Because on my watch, I'm dealing with all of that. All of that getting deal with.
Since this new commissioner of police has been appointed, I don't know if it's just me paying more attention or being hyper vigilant. Because we said last week, everything is under the microscope.
Even in microscope.
Even the microscope is under the microscope. But all of a sudden, I seen more police vehicles everywhere.
Well, yes. All right, yes. I still believe we're in the honeymoon season, though.
Well, within the first 100 days. See what I did there?
Yeah. So it's 100 days. Anyway, it's just carry one. Anyway, guys, we've gotten perilously close.
Yeah, we perilously close to
And
the
we
hour of 7. Yeah.
Past perilously close.
Right. I hope so, because there was some breaks in transmission during the recording of this episode. So I hope we are perilously close to the end of tonight's program.
Yeah.
And Friday night, I going last week Friday. I think I went for 3 hours straight of consecutive music. This Friday I'm trying to go for 3.5 hours.
Wait a minute, isn't there a new segment?
The retro. So the retro coming within that 3.5 hours. So we're going for 3.5 hours straight, and with an hour retro inside.
As in you're gonna play music for 3.5 hours
straight. Yeah.
So full set then.
Yeah.
So I could just come and walk in the studio, put on my Instagram live.
Nah, I ain't do about Instagram. I ain't doing all that.
No, you had a
tune into work.
Oh, you're right. I shouldn't be doing that. Tune into work all day.
Tune into work on Friday.
Why don't go live?
We'll talk to, what you call him? Kendra
Mott.
Wow, Kendra Mott.
Yeah.
Right, we'll talk to that fella, he who shall not be named, and we'll see if we could organize an Instagram live from work, and going for 3.5 hours straight as soca on Friday night.
Yeah,
retro, current, recurrent, everything.
If work phone go Instagram live and I join that live, people seeing my profile going to see that I've joined that live, right?
Yeah.
So, let me make the thing happen. Season 7, boom.
Right, so that is Friday's goal, and then I take a month vacation.
Yeah. God bless him.
For reasons which shall remain unknown.
Yeah. Safe travels, Aaron. As the French would say, safe travels.
That is what the French say?
It was bon voyage. I was trying to be funny.
Okay.
Yeah, hit, miss? No? Yeah? No?
I'm glad I learned this faster than you.
Season 7 going to be real interesting.
I am so happy I learned this faster than you.
Season 7 is going to be interesting. Now, the other day I was trying to use it and I was pressing the buttons and nothing was happening.
Serious?
Yeah, maybe you turn this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
It's had to turn the volume up to be able to hear what playing.
It's sound console. That's why I like. You know what, Aaron, thanks for sharing that with me.
Not a problem. Glad I could help.
Yeah. First time for everything, people.
Wow. Right, with that being said, I am yours truly, Aaron868. I remind you each and every time that culture is my code, and I always remind you that love is the currency. So spend some today. Let somebody know you love them, guys.
Yeah, and I'm Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage on the global stage. Thanking you for joining us in the living room. Remember, guys, the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains, so whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe. Aaron, I hope when you come back that you bring souvenirs and snacks.
Souvenirs, yes.
And snacks?
Souvenirs, yes.
Yeah, no, seriously, you had to check this thing for echo, you know. I find like I saying snacks.
Souvenirs.
Snacks.
Souvenirs.
Snacks.
Souvenirs. Souvenirs.
It's probably the lines cross or something. Yeah, but season 7 will kick off when you come back.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, send a good picture so I could change the opening on time.
No problem. You might go on. And Mr. Desmond is up next with the big band. Right, keep it locked to the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM. Tell you the greatest love song ever. I'll allow it.